YouTube, welcome back to WTF Rc Cars. So, EXB time and Diff time. So, I've got all the, a whole bunch of shims what I've ordered myself and a whole bunch of shims that Logic RC sent me. So, let's crack on with it. First thing we've got to do, we've still got the diff stripped down. So, I've got to get up both the diff cup and the gear side all cleaned off and emptied and all the nasty metal filings out. After seeing me, if you've seen my last video what I did on the Fast Tracks toolkit, decided to buy a set of MIP. So let's see if these are any better. But right, first things first, let's get that diff all cleaned out and stripped. Right, so got these completely stripped and completely cleaned out. There's no little metal filings left in them. That's completely cleaned out, and both the output shafts, output cups, they're all sorted. There's no sense cleaning most of this up other than the two little O-rings and the seal, because none of that's going back in. So let's crack on reassembling. Right, first things first, you want your little rubber O-ring in the bottom of there. Bit of a pain in the arse to get it in to sit flat, but you want it completely flat. You don't want that getting pinched. Then we need to move on to the new shims. So what they advise is one of the larger shims. Make sure that's sat flat. And then it does say on the instructions you need two of the smaller shims. So let's see how much fun it's going to be getting the pin back on with both them in place. So that's the second one. And now we've got to get the retaining pin back through. So I'm going to have to use both hands for that. But here we go. Right, so where it originally had one of the smaller shims and it's now got two, it's not tight, and there's no play whatsoever in that. So there were definitely not enough shims with the old ones. That feels a lot more positive. And as I say, it's not that tight that it doesn't want to spin, but there's no movement in that output cup at all now. So let's get the other half rebuilt. Alright, so following the guide of two of the smaller shims in both sides, the gear side went on fine, but the diff cup side, that is incredibly stiff. So whether that's going to free up a little bit, and that's maybe why they tell you to go a bit steady with it, but that's pretty stiff. There's definitely no play in it, but that's definitely stiffer than any other diff that I've ever built up. It's not completely stuck though, it will move, so maybe we'll have to take that out after a battery pack and see if it has loosened off at all. Don't forget to put your grub screw back in. Right, let's get it built back up. Right, so part way through reassembling this rear diff. That's one half done, just working on the other half now. Most of these bits are stamped out, so what I'm doing is putting the smoother rounded edge always facing the inside of the diff. So these two little outer plates that locate these gears got the smoother edge facing the inside of the diff, and same with the LSD plates. Always put in the, I don't know if you'll see it on camera, but you've got like a rounded side and a not so rounded side. I'm always having the rounded edge facing into the diff, so the bottoms will be that way, the tops will be that way round. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so that's one diff put back together, and to be fair, it does feel quite stiff, but it does feel quite smooth. Bit odd to turn it with one hand, but you can just about spin it. But yeah, it don't feel too bad. So we'll now see what other shims we need to take out any slop from the input drive to that one, and then side to side movement on the diff once it's fitted in. So let's crack on with that and I'll get back to you. Right, so there is no play whatsoever in the input gear, and I've managed to get one shim just down this side, and that is a 1316.2, and it just fit nicely. I've now got no left to right movement in the diff whatsoever, and as soon as you try and engage anything on that, it's spinning it's moving the drive shaft, so I'm not getting any play in there. So we should be good to go. Let's get it all back together and sort the front end out. Right, so that's the diff reassembled, and now it's all put back together and shimmed properly. That's quite a nice feeling diff. I know they say it needs to be run steady first off, so the first time out I'm going to run it 4S, not 6. Take it nice and steady with it. But yeah, so far that feels really nice. Hopefully last time I need to take that bit to pieces. But yeah, refitting it, it's literally reverse order of me my first video was stripping it. So you want to put the diff back in and have them two flat. Have both of them like that and it'll get under these bits a lot easier. So slide the diff back in, gear to this side. I've fitted one extra shim on this side. Then you want to just slide those back over. Leave the little grub screws loose. Put these 4 back in, tighten them back up. Once you've got them tight, get these into position, nip those back up. Bars back through the suspension and the little retaining screw tied down on both sides. And then lastly, I've just got these 2 screws to put back in. They just hold the wing mount down. Right, we'll crack on with them. And then start all over again with front. Now again, to get this front diff out, you want to line these up so they're straight. It just makes it a lot easier to bring it out. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Come on. And then it just lifts out. I think I'll get that cleaned out and some more grease in while I'm here. Alright, let's crack on with stripping this front diff. Right, one thing I have noticed is there is a tiny bit of play in and out on both these output shafts. So I'm going to fit one of the smaller shims out of the rear, what we've not used, in this on either side, and see if I can take some of that play out of it. Right, so after fitting a whole load of shims, that is one EXB back together, fully greased up, fully shimmed up. I've altered a few things. I've moved one of the spacers from the front of the suspension to the back, the little pull-out pegs, to kind of move the suspension forward, give it a bit of extra steering. And also changed the front diff to the lower setting for the limited slip. Try and free it up just a little bit. The 30k diff fluid is now in the front and rear. There was just enough to do both with what they supplied. There's a tiny bit left in there, but not much, but there was enough to do them both. So hopefully if we get some half decent weather here in UK, I can get it charged up and get it out and give it a spin. Both diffs do feel a lot better. I did manage to get one extra of these smaller shims on the gear side of the front diff, and one extra of the larger ones on the diff housing side. Also put one of these on the geared side on the outside of the diff to push it into the drive pinion, stop left to right play on both front and rear diffs. So thanks again for watching WTF RC Cars. If you like and subscribe, don't forget to ring the notification bell, and hopefully I'll see you again next time and not have to rebuild any more EXB diffs. Laters.